Good morning. My name is Shane Lynch. I'm the Chief Executive of the Utility Regulator in Northern Ireland.
And we're here at NI Water to talk about sustainability and the value of water. How would you define sustainability?
Well, that's a good question. I've been thinking about it for years in energy, in the energy industry. Now I have to think about it in the water industry. For me, it's really being able to continually supply water at an affordable price without doing damage to our planet in the longer term.
We've had a busy morning with lots of speakers and a long question and answer session. What were the key points that you picked up from this morning's session?
What I find, first of all, interesting and I guess refreshing is that the challenges, the sustainability challenges that we're seeing in water are very, very similar to the sustainability challenges that we're seeing in energy. The key thing that I've picked up is that there's no easy solution to this. It's a whole combination of initiatives that need to get us there, but also that we need to think about it in a holistic basis, and we need to think about the entire cost chain. There are a number of different ways of skinning the cat effectively, and it's very, very important that we examine all of those and attempt to go for the least cost solutions. Could
you give some examples of the kind of initiatives you're thinking of there?
We can do things on the demand side or the customer side, or we can do things on the supply side. And what I mean by supply is not just upstream water extraction, but also the delivery of water, transportation of water through the networks. What I find interesting for me in the demand side, very little has happened in terms of incentivising conservation of water, and it looks to me like that's where the biggest opportunity is.
And looking forward, what do you think Northern Ireland's main goals are in terms of sustainability?
I think what we need is, because there's so much money involved and so much infrastructure involved, and there are so many competing policy objectives, if you like, let me put it to you like that: affordability, quality, security, and sustainability. That to try and balance all of those, you need a long-term plan, you need a long-term strategic plan. But to deliver on a long-term strategic plan, you also need long-term funding and secure funding. The biggest challenge, I think, for Northern Ireland is to have that long-term secure funding. I'm not necessarily saying that we have to do that through water charges, but I think it would be very helpful, and the cost of delivery to consumers overall would be reduced if somehow we could secure funding and have that funding more predictable.
And thinking again of the morning session, were there any other points that came through that you might take back to your role at the regulator?
Indeed, I mean, because I'm new in the job, I'm all ears, more ears than mouth at the minute, and I think that's important because I'm learning a lot, and I'm able to apply a lot of that to my experience in energy. The key thing for me, normally, a lot of my experience has been in competitive business, where the incentives have been there naturally, almost to deliver value for shareholders. What we try to do, and because we have natural monopolies, we have to regulate them. The regulation is the second best thing, but it's necessary. It's really a surrogate for competition. But what has got me thinking here quite a bit is just exactly about whether we've got our regulation right in terms of incentives. Incentivising Northern Ireland Water to look at things holistically and to come up with the least cost solution based on that. And I'm not quite sure we've hit the nail on the head exactly yet, but I've heard a lot of things here today that I'll obviously want to discuss with my Director of Water and with our board when we go back to work.
That's good news. And what do you think the value of an event like Water NI is to the sector?
I mean, it gets us all out of the office for the day. It gets us into a more informal environment, gives us the opportunity to talk, to take time out, and I think that's very important because today, in today's business world, everybody's very busy, and we do not take enough time to think and to discuss and to strategize, and a day like today is a real opportunity to do that.
Thanks ever so much for your time, Shane.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you.